Hey everybody, this is Jason for the Alliance Project, the Rebel Alliance, Jason Jeffries from Elite Project, and however else you guys knew me, Master Jace from YouTube. So a lot of names and people don't always connect the dots there. So just kind of figure I'd put that out there again. A couple other fans told me I should do that. So what I'm doing today is presenting some evidence on the Kolbrin Bible, okay? A lot of the Planet X people use it for supposed evidence. Marshall Masters is one of them. I like to look into the facts of it and just decipher what we can tell is real and what's not real, and what we can see from archaeological facts, science, ancient texts, and things like that. So if this was valid or is valid, then we want to know about it. So I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of what we know about the copyrights and things like that. All right, so it is a collection of alleged texts to be translated from ancient manuscripts. All right. It was promoted in North America in 2005 during late-night radio programs. Paul Hughes in Apologetics.com characterizes it as a weird glomming of Celtic spirituality, Egyptian spirituality, Arthurian legend, catastrophe cults, comic books, and capitalism. All right. So the book is virtually unknown to mainstream organization or medium. No hard copy of the purported original has been presented or known to exist. Several attempts have been made to write an article about the book on Wikipedia, but every attempt has been deleted due to lack of reliable sources. Kolbrin contains 11 books. The first 6 books are said to have been scribed by Egyptian writers shortly after the Exodus, and collectively are called the Bronze Book. The last 5 books are collectively called the Kol Book, or the Khalidi, and are said to have been written by Celtic priests around the time of the New Testament was created. All right, these texts are claimed in the introduction to have been kept at Glastonbury Abbey in the first section transcribed to the bronze sheets, allowing them to survive the fire of 1184, which the text publishers allege was set to destroy these heretical texts. The texts are then alleged to have been transmitted through a series of owners, including John Caldee, in the early 1300s, eventually entrusted to a small group of religious people in England, and thence to the Hope Trust, of which little is known. Finally, the texts are claimed to have ended up in the hands of a Chaldean trust formed in 1980. They claimed that the current version of the text was produced by an elderly man from the Hope Trust around 1992, working from the original text. No old manuscript or evidence of literary or scholarly references to it are available. In particular, the publishers not only have no manuscript to exhibit, but no ownership, provenance, other than vague allusions to unnamed religious groups and fictional medieval cult called the Chaldeans, playing on the name of the real but obscure Celtic Christian monks, the Chaldees. All right. So there is a group called the Chaldees, but not the Chaldeans, and I feel, yeah, they do plays on words, and they twist facts. The foreword states in the text that, quote, "This has been adequately validated and endorsed by higher authorities," end quote, without naming them. And then the introduction adds, quote, "Undoubtedly, additional material has been incorporated with good intent to fill gaps and elaborate on the original," end quote. And further, quote, "No claim is made regarding historical accuracy," end quote, "but that its origin is unimportant." At the present, 3 editions of the material are available. A hardbound edition has been published in association with the Chaldean Trust and is divided between 2 volumes, titled The Kolbrin and the Gospel of the Khalidi. The same group also presents an online edition. The softcover edition is published by Your Own World Books. And I want you to remember that. Austin, let's say it's edited by Janice Manning, and with versification by Marshall Masters. It's really endorsed by him, whose previous works were fiction based on New Age prophecies. The Chaldean Trust claims softcover version is unauthorized. Okay. The connections between the various versions are obscure. The website first appears in the Internet Archive in 2004. The first reference on that site of the Chaldean Trust does not appear until October of that year, nor does the Chaldean website appear until February of 2005. Given the 2005 publication date of the Manning Masters edition, it might be presumed that it is derived from the other edition. So basically it says, WorldCat contains listings with copyrighted dates of 1994, 1998. Through the OCLC numbers were created in 2005, 317, 2005, 203, respectively. But libraries can have years-long catalog backlogs, particularly for low-interest items, and these dates are consistent with other sightings. The Library of Congress lists the Chaldean Trust works with copyright dates in the 1990s, though the works were added in 2005. There are other Chaldean Trust books with 1990 copyrights, but 2004-2005 OCLC numbers. The first documented mention of this text is in James McCanney's Atlantis to Tesla, The Kolbrin Connection, a self-published work from 2003. McCanney is, among his other pseudo-scientific interests, a proponent of the Nibiru collision and apocalyptic theories. Masters first mentions the Kolbrin Bible in his 2004 book, Indigo, E.T. Connection, The Future of Indigo Children, Beyond 2012, and Planet X. An early edition of Masters' version of the Kolbrin itself especially lists several passages from the Book of Manuscripts, the fifth section of the text, in support of Nibiru-related claims. The text also attempts to support British Israelism, as well as providing teachings of Jesus Christ. The text has received nearly no critical attention, but sites outside pseudo-scientific New Religion realm points to its lack of provenance and dubious history and suggests that it is a hoax, or at least apocryphal. Hughes suggests Glenn Kimball as a possible author. In 2006, Kimball published an article on the Kolbrin text was associated with Masters' edition of the text. The Bardus of Lolo Morang repeatedly mentioned the book of Bardic wisdom named the Kolbrin. However, this does not bolster proposed antiquity of the Kolbrin, because that book was written in 1862, but as the Bardus itself is questionable of authority. The author of the Bardus was an 18th century Druid enthusiast who incorporated fragments of authentic Druidic and Bardic lore with material of his own invention. And he was also known as a forger and an opium addict. It may be the author of the Kolbrin borrowed this title from the Bardus. None of the other materials that the Bardus is cited as being from the Kolbrin corresponds to anything in it, or does the backstory correspond to anything in it. So what we can do is we remember that it said it had a paperback edition made by Your Own World Books, okay? And we have this up here. You get a look at it, and you realize that Your Own World Store Inc., okay, is just, it's Marshall's Masters Book Company. So literally this thing was set up, planted with fake copyrights. The company wasn't even created, was created by that name for these purposes. When Wikipedia won't even cite it, you know it's out there. I feel like, yeah, this is literally like a PR stunt to sell books. They wanted to have some kind of pseudoscience to write about and take the real science and mislead. That's what you call COINTELPRO, right? Or misinformation. So what I would say, it's safe to say that this was just a book selling scheme, and I wouldn't give any evidence to support it whatsoever, since there's not even a manuscript found that they said they copied it from. It's kind of like if you watch that South Park episode about, you know, the guy looking in the hat to the seer stones, and I think it's called, that episode's called The Book of Mormon. Maybe you guys should watch it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, wanted to kind of go over that with you and make you see the connection that this is literally Marshall's book company and publisher, and all the evidence shows that it's been planted, almost created, fabricated for him to have something to fall back on as evidence. He really basically just restates everything that Carlos Ferrata said, and Carlos Ferrata was a really, really smart guy. So to understand, there is truth to this. There is a lot of misinformation out there too, and I wanted to kind of show you guys my decipherment on this. And yeah, I think it's fraud. So there you go. Hope you enjoy, and I'll be uploading some more.